let's go. But, here we go now. Batman scoop on the mic, mixing the mix on the wheels of steel. This is what I was fucking born to do. Yes, let's go.
What is up, YouTube? Today spring has sprung here in North Georgia. I say that it was like 90 degrees last week and now it's like 40 something degrees today. Got a hoodie on. The clip you seen of me mowing the yard was yesterday. But in today's video, I'm not going to try to ramble a whole lot because I got a lot going on. But I have went out and I bought the Harbor Freight 12 by 20 carport covered thing. We're gonna put that together in this video. But if you're familiar with the channel, if you've been around for a while, you know that I had the Suburban project that I started, and if you came to the channel for the ultimate electric drum set build, I'm still working on that. I've got a lot of new stuff. I've got some pedals and some real hi-hats and a lot of things that's still in the works. We're gonna get back on that, but I need to start getting back on some of the outdoor projects. I started that drum project to give me something to do, you know, when it was cold and I didn't want to be outside, but now that it's warming up, I got to get back on things. And if you've been around the channel for a while, you know I've talked about the Suburban before, and it's what's holding me up. You know, I can't hook my trailer, I can't take things to the dump, my trailer back here, I can't pull things to the dump, and I need to do a lot of cleaning up. I'm wanting to add on to the shed. I want to eventually build a garage right here. But I'm gonna have to do some work on the Suburban. We're not gonna get into that in this video, but I'm gonna try to put that temporary garage right here so I can put the Suburban in there and get out of the element, you know, out of the sun, and maybe if it's raining I can still work on it because I don't have a garage. And the whole end goal here is to have a garage and build me some kind of car, you know, for my midlife crisis or whatever. It may be the Suburban. We're gonna do a lot to that. We're going to do some upgrades to the Suburban, but we're going to talk about that in maybe the next video. But for now, what I need to do is I want to get some of this I want to clear out this spot because I think that carport is going to have to go from somewhere about right in here all the way back 20 feet to the edge of this broken up crappy concrete right here. I think the back of it's going to be right here, so I'm going to have to clean up some of this crap, get rid of this basketball goal. I really don't want to throw the basketball goal away. I backed into it with my truck coming home and now it's leaning, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the top of it and get rid of the base. But yeah, I'm going to start out by cleaning some of this stuff up. I'm going to hit you guys with another time lapse. Since I'm going to be on the ground wallering around a lot, I think I'm going to take my pressure washer and pressure wash this whole area right here. So anyway, let's set up a time lapse and get that started. Let's go. There she is. All right, the Harbor Freight 20 by 12 truck SUV portable carport. There it is in this great big old box. Let's see here. I got a pencil mark. Probably can't see it. It's right there. That's 12 foot from that edge over there. I was thinking about putting it on this side over here, but the camera probably won't pick it up. But there's a lot of slope going this way, and it seems pretty level coming from this way to this way. I'm losing my parking spot for my service truck, but I think I can be able to get in on the side of it over there. And 20 foot is all the way out to, I lost my mark, but it's somewhere over here. Yeah, 12 foot, somewhere over in there, 12 by 20. Should be able to barely fit the Suburban in there. I'm hoping that I'll be able to, the back of the Suburban would be somewhere about right in here, hopefully more forward than that, and then I'll have a place to maybe set up some kind of makeshift workbench back here in the back. So enough rambling about that. Let's start putting this thing together. Definitely going to be, you know, giving my thoughts on it and everything along the way. I guess this kind of can be like a review of the product, and you know, how hard is it for one person to put together and that kind of stuff. I'll say right now that if you go and they put this in the bed of your truck, you're going to hate life when it comes time to get out. I don't know how much the shipping weight is on it, but she's heavy. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and set up yet another time lapse, and I'm going to start putting this thing together. And if anything comes to mind and my thoughts while I'm doing it, I'll grab this camera and get with you folks and give you my thoughts on this product. So here we go. Well, I've got all my parts laid out here, corresponding numbers. You know, I've got them all piled up in the numbers that they go in. So here's pretty much what it looks like out of the box, spread out. That's the canopy or the tarp or stuff, whatever. Probably not going to be using these anchors here. Probably just going to anchor it to the concrete or something. Really don't know about that yet. I have not opened the instruction booklet yet to look at that. And my initial thoughts of what I've got going on here is, I don't know what I've got myself into. Of course, when I want to record, the loudest cars on the planet decide to go by. Okay, I've got my top section put together. If you're doing this, if you're following along at home and you're looking about putting one of these together, I suggest that you do the, I don't know what the numbers are on these pieces of pipe, but I suggest that you put like this little arch thing together and then attach it. I was trying to, like, you know, once I got towards the end right here, I realized that I needed to put, you know, this end and this number 3 here, and the 7 and the number 3 in the end, put that together and then slip it on, you know, from the side and build it like that. That'll make it a little easier for you. That way, you know, you won't be finding out the hard way like I did. So now I think the next thing to do is to like start sticking the legs under it and everything. You know, I don't know. So I'm gonna do that. And the easiest way for me to film this is just through a time lapse. So on the construction so far, I'm kind of, you know, impressed. The welds are, you know, okay. This stuff is thicker than a lot of the reviews that I watch. The piping, I mean, it's not like real thick, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I think it's thick enough. I think it's durable enough to withstand the kind of weather that I get around here. So anyway, enough about that. I'm gonna get back to putting this thing back together, or finishing putting this thing together. So yeah, more time lapse. Sorry, it's the only way. It's the easiest way for me just to keep on working and film is just do it with a time lapse. So anyway, here we go.
Let's go.
Check out my new shop. Well, I really wanted to get this done all in one day, and I very easily could, but I wasn't planning on anchoring this thing to the ground. I was just going to like stack some bricks around it and try to get it to blow away. but it's hard to like square it up and get it to stay. Like, see how that's moving? And I really need to put something under this end down here to level it up. I need to get something under there, because I don't know if you can tell, maybe I can get back here. Maybe you can see that just kind of goes. I don't know. I feel like I need to level it up, and I want to anchor it down to the ground. I may just get one anchor and put in it, but I feel like that helped me kind of square it up. So I'm not going to put the top on it or any of the stuff on it, because if some wind does come along, you know, it can get under it and blow it away, and I don't want to do that. So I really don't think the wind can hurt it like this. So tomorrow it won't be anything to y'all, it'll just cut to that or whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna pick up some anchors and then get it all nice and square and put a few anchors in it, you know, some that can easily be removed or whatever. And yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow, but to y'all it'll be right now. All right, YouTube, we're back out here again. It's actually been a week later because the weather, it rained all freaking week. But I got this thing anchored down. I got all my anchors in the ground, and I got this thing, the back door put on. We'll get into that in a minute. In the directions, if you're following along, this is not really a how to put this thing together video, but maybe somebody out there has stumbled across this video and they're like, maybe, you know, I want to see about, you know, how this guy went about doing it. If you did, be sure to hit the dislike button on this video and subscribe if you haven't. But anyway, in the directions, at the point where I was last in the video, it said to square it up, get it all nice and squared, and that is about nearly impossible without putting these little connectors on right here, these bars right here. Well, they're not supposed to go on yet because those are what help hold the top tight. Like, these bars will slip in the top, and you pull them down and tighten them up, and that's what like tightens down the roof or whatever. But I went ahead and put those on so I could get my spacing. And you may have seen when I was drilling some of the anchors right here, you know, I had a laser level that was square going this way and that way, and I squared that up, and then I squared it off of this side here, and then I was able to get the spacing right, you know, so it came out pretty square. Got her anchored down. I'm happy about that. I'm going to have to pull those things back off in order to put the top on. So let's get into the rear door. This thing is set up to where what would be the front door over here for me. It's got some stuff in there, you know, that help you to like roll the door up. You pull some ropes and the door rolls up. But you have the same panel for the front and the back. So you do have the option of a door, but it doesn't come with the rope and stuff. You've got these eyelets that you'll hook the rope up to, and these little Velcro things, you'll roll the door up and roll it into that. But one of the things that I don't like in the directions, you know, a lot of people are putting this on dirt, but I went ahead and put some anchors in right here and anchored the front down, got that nice and straight. Did that on both sides, but back here, I was, you know, kind of hovering over this little spot, really didn't have a place to anchor it down back here. And by the time I got this piece put on, because you got this strap that runs through this inside of this, and then it comes with these little ratchet strap things that you put on there, and you get it all good and tight, and you get it stretched on there, and you ratchet those up and you get it good and tight. Well, when I did that, it pulled the sides way in on both sides. Hopefully this is showing up on camera. I'm trying to make this quick so I'm not rambling too much, but it pulled the sides way in. So I'm gonna have to come up with something to pull this back over in line like this. And when I do that, it pulls this even tighter. So I think I got an idea of something that I'll do. I'll probably shove something in this tube here and stretch it across and have like a piece of pipe or something connecting those two together, you know, strengthening that. The reason why I'm saying all that, it misleads you in the directions to like assemble this whole frame, like this end out here. Like I've got this end on, right? Well then, once you get all that assembled, it's time to put the ends on. Well, what they don't tell you until later, you need to read through the directions, because I never do that. I never like read all the way through the directions like you're supposed to. I never do that. I start with step one and get at it. But then you have to take all this apart. You may have seen that in the time lapse before all this rambling that I'm doing, but I had to take all this end piece off in order to put this on and have the strap on the inside of these parts. Another thing here, I had to get the strap on the inside. So you have to take it apart to get that done like that. And that kind of sucked. And then they do warn you in the instructions not to let this nylon piece here, I don't know what you call this thing. It's like a ratchet strap material or whatever. They're like, don't let that, you know, come back up in here. Well, when I was fighting it all back together, sure enough, you know, this part up here fell down, and that was hung on the tube, and it pulled that string all the way out. So that sucked. I had to get that back in there. I'm telling you all this for a reason, okay? Just bear with me on the rambling. If you're doing this, we'll get back to, I'm trying to help somebody, you know, install this thing later. If you're doing this, go ahead and put the little ratchet strap on there. You don't have to hook it in the hole or whatever, but go ahead and put it on there, give it a couple of clicks, so then this can't travel up through there like you don't want it to do, right? And do that on both ends, and then start doing all the things you got to do. That'll help, you know, the problem of this sliding all the way up. Loudest car on the planet. What are we doing? Oh, a little Honda wagon. I like it. Now I'm rambling. So we're going to set up yet another time lapse. I'm going to get to work on this end right here, and then we'll put the top on, and this thing will be done. So I'm getting excited. We're going to be able to have a place to get out of the sun, set up a fan, you know. It won't be like a full-blown shop, but it'll be a nice place, because I've been working out here on the ground, and I'll still be working on the ground, but I'll have some shade from the sun. But it's going to be great. Let's go. Okay, well that wasn't too bad. I did that a little different that time. I left it standing, and I just pecked the pieces off. I just slid this off with the hammer and put the strap on that side. But I made sure that I put my ratchets on down there. That way I didn't accidentally pull the string through, and did the same thing up there. I had to take that bolt off up there. Can you see that? Can you see that? There's a bolt. I had to take that bolt off right there, and and knock that off with the hammer, and then slip the strap up under that. So yeah, it wasn't a big deal. Same thing over here. I will say that there is absolutely no way that this zipper is going to last the test of time. I think the zipper is going to be the first thing to go, because I've got that pulled pretty tight. Hopefully, like in the sun, this will kind of like heat up and relax a little bit, and it won't be putting so much stress on the zipper. But yeah, that takes care of that. I've still got it anchored down to the ground like I wanted. I've got the anchors, still got the concrete anchors like I wanted. So the front end straight. Front end's looking good. It's nice and straight, but we got to do something about the back. The back's like, whoop. So, but I think I should take care of that and get this straightened out the way that I want it to set. And then it's time to put the top on. So, yeah. Another time lapse. Here we go. Okay, well that went better than I expected. Well, I mean, I got her eyeballed her here and got her nice and straight, and then I just drilled a 3/8 hole into with a concrete bit or whatever, and then drove like a 2-foot piece of all thread down in the ground. So that should, you know, hold it. It's not really like an anchor because it's anchored by all these, but this will hold it like sideways, so the sides can't close in, because that's what it was trying to do, is it was trying to close the sides in. So got that took care of. This one over here, it's in the dirt. I think it'll be okay, you know, for what we got going on. This is just temporary. I don't know if I said this already in this video, but you know, this is just temporary because I never really did a video on it or whatever, but I was gonna buy this first, but this thing was close to $500. I think it's like $438 at Harbor Freight. If you're gonna buy this thing, let me say this right quick. If you're gonna, please wait till it's on sale, because I really don't think it's worth the money that it costs to get this size. You can get the 10 by 10 or whatever for like a lawnmower or whatever for like 199 bucks. That might be worth it. But just judging by how I know that these zippers are gonna break, and then the doors is just gonna be flapping like first thing. I know that. I'm gonna have to learn how to sew and put zippers in here. But anyway, this is just temporary to go right here so I can get this Suburban back on the road and get it fixed up. And then I'm gonna take that awning up there. Let me see if I can get you a shot of that. This thing up here, that was a piece of crap. The dimensions on it is horrible. But so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end up putting it, back up just a little bit. I'm gonna end up putting it, extending my shed out with it. It'll come out almost to the front of the car. So yeah, the idea is to move it from here once I'm done with it and put it up there. And then it also will be temporary there. The whole thing's temporary. I mean, they only last like a couple of years. I've seen where people like are putting metal on them. I may do something like that later. I don't know, use it as a lean-to on the side of the shed or something. You know, we'll recycle and use it. But anyway, I lost my train of thought on that ramble. But I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and get the top put on. So here goes another time lapse of me trying to get the top put on this thing. So here we go. I think this is the last step. All right, YouTube, there it is. There it is. My daggum workshop for a little bit. Not too bad. I'm hoping when the sun kind of warms it up, I can tighten some things up, you know, get some wrinkles out. This little skirt down through here doesn't really, you know, lay flat. I do like the skirt, the way that it kind of like skirts out on the bottom. I guess you saw in the time lapse, you know, I went around and got those things, the rods put in, and got her, you know, pretty tight. It's not like real tight, extremely tight, but it's good enough. It's pretty sturdy. I like it. All I got to do now is wait on the electrician and the plumber to get here. I'm gonna put the bathroom over there in that corner. Thinking about getting me a 2-post lift, putting it up right here. Yeah, I wished in the future. So I'm a little worried about whether or not the Suburban will actually go under there, because I'm not sure how tall the Suburban is, but the doorway is not very tall. I can push up on it a little bit and maybe squeeze it in there. But if things go the way that I have planned, the Suburban won't come out. So anyway, if you want to find out if the Suburban will fit in here, you're going to have to tune into the next video, because we're not going to be doing that one in today's video. So that's it. That's going to do it for this video. I got it put together. I hope someone out there, if you were watching it, I hope it helps you decide on whether or not this is something you want to do. I did it by myself. On the box it says that 3 people are required to install this. I did it by myself. I did, you know, deter from the directions a little bit. Hopefully it'll help someone else out there, you know, not do it the hard way like I did. It is what it is. If you would like to know how this thing holds up in the future with the wind and the rain and the what the heck was that? A daggum chicken. Anyway, if you'd like to know how this thing holds up, you're just going to have to subscribe to the channel and watch me work on the Suburban, because I'm sure I will bitch about this thing the whole time that I'm working on that. So anyway, hell yeah, dude, I'm excited. Look at this. I got a daggone workshop, sort of. It is what it is. 12 by 20 canopy carport from Harbor Freight. That's it. Appreciate you guys watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye. The hell is your problem? What is your problem?